Bye.
Sorry about that. Here, you can have my cheese sandwich.
But I don't like cheese.
Sorry about that. I'll eat it myself then.
Oh?
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
很抱歉.
It's time to practice today's question of the day. Have you ever made a mistake? Tell about it.
I've never made a mistake in my life. Just kidding. Of course I've made mistakes. One mistake I made was not listening to my parents when they tried to teach me Chinese. When I was little, my parents would try to teach me Chinese and I didn't want to learn. Now my Chinese isn't as good as it could have been.
But Campbell, your Chinese is getting better and better.
Yes, but I think it would have been easier to learn Chinese as a child.
I understand. Well, thanks for joining us here on Let's Talk in English.
On PTS and the radio.
And remember, learning English can be fun.
Bye.
Begun. Let's talk in English. Learning together can be fun.
Oh, hi everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk in English on PTS and the radio. I'm Campbell.
And I'm Andrea. So Campbell, what's another one of the greatest mistakes of all time?
Well, you know the story of Cinderella, right? 灰姑娘.
Oh, yes, Cinderella. I love this story. Cinderella goes to a dance to meet her prince, but she has to leave early. And as she's leaving, she loses one of her glass shoes.
That's right, a glass shoe, 玻璃鞋. But did you know that in the first Cinderella story, her shoe was really made out of fur, 动物皮?
What? Her shoe was made out of fur? Well, how did the shoe become glass?
Well, in 1697, a writer from France, 法国, made a mistake. Was writing down the story of Cinderella. An old French word for sounds like the French word for glass. So he wrote down the wrong word.
Oh, so he for glass instead of the word for fur. Well, you know, I'm glad he made that mistake. A glass shoe is much more beautiful than a fur shoe.
That's true. All right, everyone, here's today's mission. What mistake did Liz almost make in college?
What mistake did Liz almost make in college? Well, listen for that answer. Here's Conversation A.
Jeff, do you remember that editorial I wrote in college?
Oh, yes.
What happened?
We thought one of our professors was unfair to women students.
So I wrote an angry editorial about him for our college newspaper. Of course, now I know I should have talked to him.
Well, you learned from that mistake.
True. I learned the same lesson Mandy did.
You know, that's important. When we make mistakes, it's important to learn from them. When we learn from our mistakes, we won't make them again.
Yes, mistakes are never fun, but if we can learn from them, we become better people.
In our conversation, we heard about a mistake that Mia made. She wrote an editorial about one of her professors.
What's an editorial? Well, in an editorial, a person writes their thoughts and feelings about something.
Mia's editorial was about one of her professors. Now let's learn this key word, professor. Professor. A professor is a very important teacher at a college or university. Professors usually know a lot about the subjects they teach.
Yes, a professor. Someone who studied for many years to teach students at college or university.
In college, Jeff and Mia had one professor who they thought was unfair to women students.
Now let's learn that keyword.
Unfair. Unfair. Someone who is unfair doesn't treat all people in the same way.
Yeah, if someone's unfair, they treat different people in different ways.
Right, they might treat certain people better than other people. For example, in our conversation, Jeff spoke about a professor who was unfair to women students. This means that he treated women students differently than the way he treated men students. He didn't treat them equally.
Yeah, now you might sometimes feel like your parents are unfair. Maybe they treat your brother or your sister differently than they treat you.
What would you do if you felt like someone was being unfair? Well, Mia wrote an editorial about it, but she learned that she shouldn't have done that. She learned that she should have talked to her professor first. All right, everyone, let's learn some more from Thomas.
I almost made a big mistake in college, too.
What was it?
I almost married another guy.
Instead of Greg?
That's right. I was dating Greg, but then Mitch Ellis, he was very cute, said he liked me. I wanted to date him.
But Mitch wasn't a nice guy.
No, he lied to me about a lot of things. I can't believe I trusted him.
Well, live and learn.
And you married Greg, not Mitch, so I guess you learned from that experience.
Yes, Liz definitely learned from that experience. Well, I'm glad she married Greg and not Mitch.
Yeah, I can't believe she almost married another guy.
Hey, that's the answer to today's mission. What mistake did Liz almost make in college?
What mistake did Liz almost make in college? Liz almost married another guy.
Yeah, Liz was dating Greg, but Mitch Ellis, who was very cute, liked Liz and wanted to date her. But Mitch wasn't a very nice guy. He lied to Liz about a lot of things, and Liz can't believe that she trusted him.
Well, Greg says, live and learn.
Live and learn. Live and learn. Now, to live means to have life, to be alive, to do and experience things. When you live and learn, you learn from the things that you do in life.
Right? As you go through life, you'll experience different things. And as you experience them and as you'll learn from them, so you will live and learn.
We can say, what? You paid $50 for the same shirt? I paid $100 for mine. Well, live and learn.
Yeah, well, Liz definitely learned from her experience with Mitch. She learned that just because a guy is cute doesn't make him a nice guy.
Yeah, so Greg is right when he says live and learn. Well, we have some more to learn. Let's go see our friend, Thomas.
Yeah, I made a big mistake when I broke up with Greg.
Her friends kept telling her that. Liz finally realized they were right.
I learned a lot about myself from the experience. And I learned a lot about Greg, too.
Like what?
He was and give me a second chance. I could tell he really loved me.
Always.
Oh, Greg really is a great guy. He takes really good care of Liz. And in our conversation, we see just how much Greg does love Liz.
That's true. It's not easy to forgive someone, especially when they've hurt you. Greg not only forgave Liz, but he also did it quickly, and he gave her a second chance.
Yeah, now a second chance means that you let someone try something again. Now, only a person who really loves you would give you a second chance after you've hurt them.
Yeah, you know, I think what Liz said is very important. We learn a lot from our mistakes. We learn a lot about ourselves and the people around us.
We learn about ourselves because we learn about what things we like and what things we don't like, and we learn about what kind of things can make us make mistakes.
That's right. And we learn about those around us by how they treat us when we've made a mistake. If people laugh at us or yell at us for making mistakes, we know they don't really love us. But if they forgive us and give us a second chance, if they say, "I'm going to see you through," then we know that they really care.
So when you make a mistake, try to learn from it. And when other people make mistakes, try to forgive them and help them through it.
And that way we can all learn to be better people.
That's true. All right, well, here's something else for you to learn. Our calendar phrase, they were right.
They were right.
If people keep telling you something and you realize what they're saying is the truth, right. All right, friends, let's learn some more from Thomas.
Key words.
Okay, everyone, let's review today's key words. Our first word is professor. Professor. My professors in college were really good teachers.
Unfair. Unfair. Dad gave you $5? He only gave me $1. That's unfair.
Live and learn. Live and learn. I left my coat at school and someone stole it. Live and learn.
Let's review them again. Professor. Professor.
Unfair. Unfair.
Live and learn. Live and learn.
Okay, friends, thanks for saying those with us. Now let's review what happened in today's conversations.
Jeff, do you remember that editorial I wrote in college?
Oh, yes.
What happened?
We thought one of our professors was unfair to women students.
So I wrote an angry editorial about him for our college newspaper. Of course, now I know I should have talked to him.
Well, you learned from that mistake.
True. I learned the same lesson Mandy did.
I almost made a big mistake in college, too.
What was it?
I almost married another guy.
Instead of Greg?
That's right. I was dating Greg, but then Mitch Ellis, he was very cute, said he liked me. I wanted to date him.
But Mitch wasn't a nice guy.
No, he lied to me about a lot of things. I can't believe I trusted him.
Well, live and learn.
And you married Greg, not Mitch, so I guess you learned from that experience.
Yeah, I made a big mistake when I broke up with Greg.
Her friends kept telling her that. Liz finally realized they were right.
I learned a lot about myself from the experience. And I learned a lot about Greg, too.
Like what?
He was so quick to forgive me and give me a second chance. I could tell he really loved me.
Always.
Two-word verbs.
What's wrong, Aaron?
I went to the Stop and Shop today to buy the October computer gaming magazine. It hasn't come out yet.
It hasn't? Are you sure it hasn't come out yet?
Yes, that's what Amber told me. And I really wanted to read it tonight.
I think maybe Amber made a mistake.
What do you mean?
Well, today I went to look at magazines downtown, and look what I came across.
The October computer gaming magazine! Thanks, Becca!
You're welcome.
I'm sure glad you came across this.
Me too.
calendar phrase.
They were right.
My parents said that it was going to snow today.
Right.
They said that school would be canceled.
They were right.
They said that it would be very cold, too.
They were right. How did they know?
They watched the weather report on TV.
Oh. They were right.
They were right.
他们是对的。
All right, let's practice our QOD. Do you think it's good to give people a second chance? Why or why not?
Yes, I think it's good to give people a second chance. We all make mistakes. And you know, I give people second chances because I know that they've given me second chances.
And you've definitely given me plenty of second chances. And it's always nice to be able to forgive other people because one day we might need them to forgive us. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on Let's Talk in English.
On PTS and the radio.
And remember, learning English can be fun.
Bye.
Let's talk in English.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Let's Talk in English on PTS and the radio. My name's Andrea.
And I'm Campbell. Hi, everyone. Andrea and I were just enjoying some chocolate chip cookies, chocolate 脆片饼干, and also looking at that website again, the greatest mistakes of all time.
Yes, it's such an interesting website.
Hey, it talks about different mistakes that turned out to be good things. For example, did you know that chocolate chip cookies were a mistake?
That's right. Chocolate chip cookies were a mistake. Can you believe it?
Yeah, the woman who was making these cookies was trying to make chocolate cookies, chocolate-flavored cookies, 巧克力饼干.
She chopped up the chocolate and put the pieces in the cookie. Then she put the cookies in the oven and she thought the chocolate would melt.
But it didn't. So instead of chocolate cookies, she made chocolate chip cookies, one of my favorite things to eat.
Me too. Well, we've been learning a lot about how to talk about mistakes over the past 2 days.
Yes, we have. You know, we all make mistakes, and that's okay.
That's right. What's important is what we learn from the mistake, how we can become better.
Right. All right, friends, let's go and see what our friends are doing in Florida. But first, here's today's mission. What did Greg win?
What did Greg win?